It seemed like it was just a few days ago on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Todd Pinkney, one of our P1s who came to our Seattle Kraken expansion draft watch party the other night, asks if Monty the Squirrel's going to use the lawnmower 4.0 to trim his nuts. I was thinking more, how about that? But
How about that?
it's not an unreasonable question.
No, it is not.
Monty the Squirrel. Can we get that done up by the end of the show? And I'm in favor of your mom sewing the costume this time.
You are?
Yes.
Are you watching?
Paula?
She's probably watching.
What's going on back here? They're all laughing back there. Oh, I'd want to. Oh.
Because then you paused. And I was like, this in favor of her? What?
I know. I heard them bust out laughing. I'm like, what are you?
And then you sewing the costume, and it's like, just disarmed me. I'm like, okay, we're good. She can sew the costume.
I'm in favor of your mom.
What? Say it. Say it.
Stay tuned, sit back, enjoy. Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hashtag dad advice from Jim Peterson, my dad, who said, cheer as loud as you want for your own team. Don't ever boo the other team. Don't ever boo the other team. And to boo your own team? Unthinkable. In the world of James William Peterson. So, A, I would never do it. B, with the cost of those things? Are you kidding me?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Welcome to the RP Show, everybody, on this Thursday. Daytime Sports Talk. Your favorite daytime sports talk show is on the air. Here on Game Plus Television, a couple shout-outs here. Jenna checking in from Southern California. John Ohm checking in from Winnipeg. John Schmeiser says, good morning from Kansas City. Getting ready for a big Chiefs win on Sunday. That's right. We're live across all of Canada, all 10 provinces on Game Plus TV, 31 states in America. And we continue to broadcast live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on the Tsuut'ina First Nation out here southwest of the Calgary and the Stony Train. I guess, what are we just off? Crowchild, eh? Darren moves
right.
upon as he joins us here. Not like I don't know the geography of this city, but it has changed a little bit from when I went to college here 30 years ago. The structure is still pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's just expanded mightily. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, it's great to be in the city. And you know what? I'm getting used to the massive temperature swing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was minus 20 yesterday, and I wake up and I step outside. It's +1.
+3, actually.
Wow.
And for our American friends, that's around 40 Fahrenheit, I would say, around there. But I want to say, before we jump into the sports talk, let's just do some of the fun things.
Yeah.
I worked out this morning here in the gym, and I went outside, and I talked to my sponsor. He's back in the rectangle, and he's not pleased that it's minus 37 Celsius there. And I said, I'm outside in my gym clothes, shorts and T-shirt, trying to get a photo with a sunrise, man. Did you see it today? It wasn't red. It was like fuchsia.
Wow.
And I'm like, my phone never captures how stunning it is. And I almost got the keys from the vehicle from you because I was going to drive to that cliff not that far from here where there's the Rocky Mountains. It's unbelievable. And I also want to say that a Calgary Stampeder came up to me last night in the casino and said he watches every day. I'm not going to name him. Great guy. We had a good chat. He came up to me. Mr. Peterson, welcome. Watch your show every day.
Unreal.
I'm still almost surprised when these guys do that.
I know.
I am. And he goes, well, obviously I watch for the CFL. Welcome to Calgary. Glad to have you. And before we go any further, let me just say this. Here it is. I did go by the Stampeders store yesterday. Dropped by there. They were very nice to us. And you know why I think that guy in the store was really nice to us? He had no idea who we were.
Yes. Of course. He had no idea who we were.
So, da, 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 da. This is what I'm adorning the set with for as long as we're in Calgary, maybe longer, maybe when I go back to Florida.
How about
Calgary
that?
Stampeders coffee mug. Because I was complaining yesterday that the thermoses were sold out at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino gift shop.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
So I thought that I would purchase myself a coffee thermos, and I'm quite happy with my purchase. And the other thing was I opened up the text line. I didn't read as many of your texts yesterday as I had hoped. The 902 line is open right now for business, 902-518-3033. Pick up the phone and text RP, Rod Pedersen.
We haven't heard the jingle enough lately, have we?
No. So I opened it up, and that Brian, who had talked about some issues audio-wise on our podcast, because thousands more people listen to this thing on a podcast than actually watch it. I don't think people even understand that. So Brian says, hey, on the 902 line, the last half of the second hour today was much better. I still can't believe that almost 2 years later, it's still you and McAfee distracting me from the real world. You're welcome. He stopped me in the gas station parking lot, and he's like, you and Pat McAfee are getting me through this pandemic. And here we are, still in it. I can't believe it either. And another one, Ricky Tofino. He's in Tofino, BC. Ricky Tofino, I get it. He says, eat like you're going to the electric chair, boys. Kind of did last night when we walked to the buffet. And thank you, Grey Eagle, for taking care of us in that regard. When the restaurant was full of Asians, I got the inclination that it might be Asian night.
What tipped you off?
And I have my favorite Asian things, but like it was authentic. You would know more than I would of what the dishes were.
Oh,
Like I just filled up on ginger beef
I know.
and pecan pie.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to bed fine, but I didn't sample like you.
The sticky buns.
Pig
and-
intestine.
I did not go there. I reached for it, though, because it looked like something else. But, yeah, everything. I mean, if you look at your Rod social media, I mean, the pig was right there on the table.
There's a pig's head on the table. Filled up on ginger beef and pecan pie. And Bob's your uncle. So we're having a great time. And I also want to say Rennie in Saskatoon writing us. He says, Rennie, watching on Game Plus. He says, what about the Saddle Dome being underwater after the flood a few years ago? That must have left a few issues behind that they're still dealing with. Hashtag Build Your Bank. He was the winner of our Build Your Bank challenge with Bet Regal. We've got Flames broadcasters Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames coming on the show today, and Brendan Parker from FlamesTV, both coming on. So we'll discuss that a little later. Some of these texts were from yesterday, so I just wanted to get to them, and I appreciate your patience. Now can we hit the quick six show topic one, please? And thank you, Director Jordan. So I'm a little all over the place. We got a lot of topics to get to. 6 aren't enough. Despite postponing more than 100 games for coronavirus-related reasons, the NHL is still on track to complete the regular season on time by the end of April. While it came at the expense of the players competing in the Beijing Olympics, the new schedule keeps the top hockey league in the world on pace to award the Stanley Cup before July 1st. The NHL on Thursday revealed new dates for 98 postponed games, keeping the initial target date of April 29th for the end of the regular season. Bill Daly, the deputy commissioner, said in the statement, we are profoundly grateful to our fans for their support and understanding during a challenging time, and to our clubs, the NHL Players Association, and the players for their cooperation in a rescheduling of unprecedented logistical complexity. I was watching SportsCenter, as I always do, and Darren Dreger said the GMs aren't really complaining about this. Mike Johnston said, Mike Johnston said that, hey, Ottawa's going to be the busiest team, but he's like, whatever. They knew this was going to happen. Nobody's bitching. They all just want to get playing.
Yeah.
What was the most compacted schedule that you saw? It was like 5 games in 7 days.
It was
7 games in 10 days.
Yeah, and it's like 8 games in 16 days. So a game every 2 days for like a baseball schedule, right? I mean, NHL plays every second day, in spurts. Then you get 2 or 3 days off. But yeah, I saw that. I saw, a game every 2 days in a span of 16 or 18 games. That's quite a bit.
I don't think anybody's complaining. I mean, Rick Ball, the voice of the Flames, saying the other night, hey, I love it. When your team's not playing, it actually sucks. So nobody's complaining. Let's go.
Yeah.
LFG.
LFG.
On the ice. Great game last night, Leafs and Rangers. Ryan Reeves scored twice. Adam Fox had 2 goals and a helper, and the New York Rangers scored 3 times in the third period to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3. Here I'm going to get off a tangent again. Mitch Marner had a goal and an assist. Ilya Mikheyev and Michael Bunting also scored for the Leafs. Jack Campbell had 21 saves in the loss. We watched the game at the Stage Bar here in the casino. And listen, I said to Moose, do you not feel like you're in Vegas right now? Like, there was some stuff going on. And just stuff, you know. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, wow, for a Wednesday, it's bumping in here. So we're trying to watch the hockey game. And you said you felt like you were in the Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, it felt like I was in Vegas. I had the same kind of feeling. And, you know, we watched the game on a projection screen or whatever, the 3 big screens.
And smoking's allowed. I'm just going to say
that's probably the biggest thing that made it feel like Vegas. Smoking's allowed inside the casino everywhere, not just a smoking room, you know, like we have back home where you open the door and all the smoke comes out.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And not that I'm for it or against it, but it was just it was a neat atmosphere.
Yeah.
Felt like I was going back in time a little bit.
So we're watching the Leafs and the Rangers, trying to keep our eye on the game, and I'm like, are they going to? Wow.
That's going to happen tonight.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to escape Canada but not escape Canada and feel like you're in Las Vegas, come to the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. That's all I want to say. There was a lot going on for a Wednesday in the Stage Bar.
Yeah.
The Leafs last night, I saw Sheldon Keefe saying we were exposed tonight. And I'm like, I didn't think they were that bad. It was a very entertaining game.
No,
it was 3-3 in the third.
The game was really good. They were up. I think the issue that he has is they were up 3-1 in that game and allowed 5 unanswered. So that doesn't sit well, but they played well. That was a heavyweight game. I mean, you had the Rangers in your top 5, like a week ago? Maybe 2?
Yeah.
Like, they're a really, really good hockey team now. Shesterkin is one of the top. He's in the tier 1 now of National Hockey League goaltenders. He's very, very good. I'm kind of interested to see if you end up with like a Toronto-New York playoff series. That would be fun to watch. I was into that game last night.
It was zing, 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 zing.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the audience participation on the program right now. For one, Pinks, one of our P1s, Priority 1 viewers, has sent me the list. Who's the busiest teams? The Bruins going to play 7 games in 13 days. Jets, 8 games in 13 days. The Leafs, 9 and 19. Overall, it's not that bad. They play every night. And I've always thought this business of back-to-back nights, the goalies can't start, it's a bunch of bunk. Rudy and I talked about that, whatever. But they don't consult me. Brian Dodge is watching, the mayor of Dodge City in South Florida.
Yeah.
He says the reason that the sunrise doesn't translate to my phone is because I have the original iPhone, which I do. My American iPhone is a 13, but I'm not in America. So here we go. Oleg's watching in Winnipeg. He says, one day, Rod, put the Jets in the top 5. The Jets need to put themselves in the top 5. And by the way, they are on the road. They're in Smashville tonight, right? Yeah, Jets at Nashville without Nikolai Ehlers. This is the warm-up. We have CFL, NHL, NFL topics to get to. I just stopped for a second on the Rangers and the Leafs because it was a fun night last night here in the Stage Bar. People, I think you're going to want to start joining us. And by the way, we do have a watch party coming up this Sunday here in Calgary, not at Grey Eagle. When we get to our NFL topics, I'll bring that up. Lawson Krause scored a goal and added an assist. Karl Vejmelka made 35 saves to help lead the Arizona Coyotes to a 4-1 win at New Jersey. Dyson Mayo, Travis Boyd, and Johan Larsson also scored for the Yotes, who have won 3 of their last 5. That's why we moved them out of the last place. They're starting to do. They're still going to miss the playoffs, but Pavel Francouz made 34 saves for his second career shutout. Nazem Kadri had a goal and a helper, and Colorado earned a point in its 10th straight game, blanking Anaheim 2-0. The Avalanche are an NHL best 9-0-1 in January. Ducks have lost their last 4. That's just point 1. Point 2, it's the Panthers at the Oilers tonight. That was my featured game yesterday. That's how much I'm looking forward to this game tonight. And I think everybody is. Darren, you're not a fan of the Panthers nor the Oilers, but are you not intrigued by this game tonight? It's going to be Mika Koskinen starting for the Oilers and all the furor that they've been through. Panthers favored by 1.5 goals tonight by betregal.ca. I just can't wait. I don't know what to say about this game.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because you have Pissygate that's been going on in Edmonton, and how are they going to respond? You got a very good Florida Panthers team that didn't get embarrassed in Calgary a couple of nights ago, but losing 5-1 won't sit well with them. So how will they respond? You know, they're going to sit there and not want to go through Alberta 0-2. So that puts extra pressure on Edmonton. That's going to be a good game tonight.
An online stripper has entered the chat. You don't have the YouTube comments up, do you?
Say what?
An online love face, XYZ, online strips without clothes. They're in the comments here. Everybody's wondering do they know this person? It's on YouTube. If you're watching on Game Plus, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But an online, do you think she's real?
I feel like there's a couple suckers that are watching our show right now that are going to find out.
Right. Throw down your credit card, boys. Patrolman Pete watching in Winnipeg says Colorado's the most fun team to watch right now. They are amazing. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not even going to argue that. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. The general in Calgary says Barkov is going to destroy the Oilers. I think there's a very good chance. Let's put some money down on who gives up the game's first goal tonight. Huh? What did you think of Alexander Barkov the other night? Man-child.
Well, he's very good.
Oof.
You know,
But you like Ekblad more.
I love Aaron Ekblad. I mean, Aaron Ekblad should be anchoring Canada's blue line at the Olympics, right? I mean, he's very, very good. But no, Barkov's, I mean, he's just so smooth. And the best players, I almost say they're so good, it's quiet how good they are. Like, they make moves that are amazing that just, it looks so simple when they do it, you know? And they find a way just to create open space. Jonathan Huberdeau is another one of those players with Florida that I really like. And the little pest, too, with the long hair, Lumberg. Big fan of him, too.
Lamborghini. That's what we call him down in South Florida.
Yeah.
Jack Fulton watching in Vulcan, Alberta. He says, hello, goodbye, watching RP till 10:30. Then I'll be watching my buddy Bryn Roy competing in the National Western Livestock Show and Rodeo in Denver. He's my good friend, too, Bryn Roy. You tell him I said, hey. Former Rough Rider, but also a rodeo cowboy. His dad's Mark Roy, a rodeo legend. Bryn was born with a lariat in one hand and a football in the other. At least that's what his Twitter handle said. A rope. But I know most people don't know what a lariat is.
I get it.
You get it, yeah, but not everybody gets it.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to the football yet. We're only 2 topics in. So stick around. When we come back, we'll continue the warm-up. I want to talk about the breaking news out of Winnipeg today. We'll tell you about it after the break. Last night's dub games, Antonio Brown has spoken. We want to talk about that. You're watching the RP Show live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Event Center here in Calgary on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, it's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming. The Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Another day live from Calgary. That was the scene Tuesday night where the Flames upset the Panthers 5-1. Panthers up highway number 2 tonight at the Edmonton Oilers. Talked a lot of hockey in the opening segment. We're going to switch over to football now. However, the 902 text line is open. Roger Yee is watching in Calgary. He says, guys, it's BOGO burritos at taco time today. Do you want a friendly competition? I bet I can do 4 crisp meats, fries, drink, and 12 hot sauce, says Roger Yee. Oh, let me think about it. We were just there the other day on Taco Tuesday.
That's right.
Bet. Chris Chappelle watching on Game Plus. Hey, Rod, Chris Chappelle here from Regina with Brendan Parker and Ryan Leslie on your show today. Can you ask them what they think the Flames will do to improve their lineup, considering they're tight against the cap but need more offense from their bottom 9 forwards? Thanks. Keep up the good work. Ooh, hockey lingo. Ooh. Yes, we will ask them what the Flames need to do. But the Jolly Rancher, Daryl Sutter, would just say, work harder. I think they're good enough, and they've got one of the best goalies in the league. They actually do. I don't know that they need to do a whole lot more. So breaking news, I promised, out of Winnipeg. It didn't elude me. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers announced Thursday morning the club has signed all-star linebacker Adam Bighill to a 1-year contract extension. He had been scheduled to become a free agent next month. Bighill, a product of Central Washington University and pride of Montesano, Washington, returns in 2022 for a 4th season with the Blue Bombers, his 10th in the CFL. One of the most decorated defenders in CFL history, Bighill's 2021 season was one of his finest. He led the CFL stingiest defense with 70 tackles and added 2 sacks, 2 picks, and 2 fumble recoveries. He was busy in the playoffs, too, registering 8 tackles in the Western Final and another 5 in the 108th Grey Cup. I saw my good friend Luke Mullender, the color commentator for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, tweeting, is anybody else getting sick of seeing the Bombers re-sign their championship pieces? You snicker because I assume, did you see that tweet from Luke? Here's what I've written, Darren, in all caps at the bottom of that. The question is, will anyone ever leave the Bombers? I mean, God bless them for sending out the news release and for Biggie re-signing in Winnipeg, but where else was he going to go? We had him on the day after the Grey Cup, thanks to the Bombers in D.C. for putting him on. He didn't want to go anywhere.
No. That's the thing. When you're in a good culture and a winning environment, it's really hard to leave, right? So at what point do players start leaving? That would be more newsworthy because right now it seems like they all want to come back.
It'll be big news when they re-sign their quarterback, Zach Collaros, but that's another thing. His agent, Dan Vertlieb, very tight-lipped, and I'll tell you right now, O'Shea's probably in on the negotiations along with the GM, Kyle Walters, and Dan Vertlieb's not stupid. He's actually a twin of Dan O'Toole. I almost wonder if the two have ever been seen in the same room together. That's what Vertlieb looks like. Have you met him?
I've never met him.
And here's Zach going, well, if what we hear is true, Fajardo's making the most money in the league, and what's he won? Right? Like, I deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the CFL. That's what I would say if I was Zach Collaros and his agent. Back-to-back Grey Cups. I also know Zach doesn't really prefer to move around. He's a very level-headed, even-keeled kind of guy. But it's not done yet. I don't see news releases coming out of Winnipeg about Zach. Now, that's the news we want to hear. And the Bomber fans want to hear it, too.
Yeah.
They got to make him the highest paid quarterback in the CFL, as far as I'm concerned.
They probably do, or at least get him close to it, or have it full of incentives, right? And that's something you always wonder about, when the quarterback, continues to get older every year. What's the year that it's going to drop off? What year will he not be able to win them a Grey Cup? But guess what? He's done nothing to prove them that to show them that he's slowing down. He just keeps getting better. He keeps winning games, and that seems to be all that really matters. So pay the man.
Yeah, that's the news that we're waiting to hear out of Winnipeg. And the thing is, the Bomber fans, they're like any other fans. They're not different people in Winnipeg. They're like, we need to develop a new quarterback, a new young quarterback. Just get Zach re-signed and let the coaches and GM worry about developing people. Zach's the guy. Back to hockey. Place line, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Cordell Larson and Jagger Furcus had 2 goals and an assist each as the Moose Jaw Warrior routed the Calgary Hitmen 8-2 Wednesday in the dub. Riley Fiddler-Schultz and Graydon Seatman replied for Calgary, while Ethan Bonaventura stopped 36 shots in net. Get your Hitman tickets and come watch Connor Bedard. Meanwhile, in Prince George, Cohen Zimmer had back-to-back goals in the first period as the Cougars topped Victoria 4-1. Johnny Hooker and Riley Height both scored into an empty net for Prince George. In other news, Friday's Brandon Wheat Kings at Regina Pats game postponed because of a COVID situation on the Wheat Kings. It's interesting how the NHL got hit first. I was on this show going, how come it hasn't hit junior hockey yet? And people were saying, oh, just wait, it will. And then it did.
Yeah.
And then the NHL gets back and they say, we're not going to test asymptomatic players anymore. Was that after the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Yet the Dubs seems to still be doing that. So I guess they're just a little behind the NHL. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's just a little bit behind. They always seem to follow the National Hockey League. So I'm sure that will happen eventually. They also have different decisions to make because it's younger males and kids. But yeah, it'll happen eventually, I would think.
This guy right here has yet to get COVID. I don't want to jinx him, but I've had it. Just about everybody you know has had it. You haven't had it.
You're
walking
my
around
immune
dodging.
system. Strong like bull. Immune system.
I thought mine was too. By the way, very little hate towards my Calgary Stampeders coffee mug today. I'm quite happy about it.
It's surprising.
Been very smooth.
Yes.
Smooth transition. To point 5, Antonio Brown was on Brandon Marshall's television show yesterday. And I don't know if you saw this story or not. I was alerted to it by TMZ of all things. Antonio Brown says his mental health is fine. And listen, I resonate with people like Antonio Brown. And I'm not saying his mental health isn't fine. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got to watch the interview. He said, if I can paraphrase, he's like, my coach said, get the F out of here. So I got out of there. Do you know what I mean? Now, some people do things in a grander style with a little more chutzpah than others. Some people have walked right off the field before, but you didn't notice. AB's ripping his clothes off. He's pulling a Ned Brady.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah. Right? So listen, as I've noticed and said over the years, sometimes the black sheep is the only one telling the truth, but nobody believes them because they're the black sheep. I got a lot of time for black sheep.
Right.
Because I am one. Now, I don't know Antonio Brown. We all see what we see on television. We read the clip. I follow his social media. Doesn't seem normal. But I'm not normal. I don't want to cast any dispersions on Antonio Brown. But a lot of people do. And the other thing is, I don't like the term crazy, but you can't get away from it. People use that term all the time. But if I can say, when you're crazy, you don't know that you're crazy. And I've said that before in my recovery podcasts.
Right.
People call me crazy. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you're calling me something, I'm good. But when you're crazy, you don't know you're crazy. So for Antonio Brown to go on Brandon Marshall's show and say, my mental health is fine. Coach told me to get the hell out of here, so I did. How do you feel about that?
I'm not crazy, right?
You hear it all the time.
All the time.
From crazy people.
From crazy people. You know, yes, literally he said, get out of here, okay? But he didn't mean get out of here. And I think...
How do we know?
Well, I think most of us know get out of here is fine. Go sit on the bench, right? You know, this is a grown man, doesn't need to be told word for word, sit on the bench. Don't actually leave, right? You know, and
he took him literally.
He took him literally, and he chose to take him literally, right? He knew what Bruce Arians meant. He knew that Bruce Arians wasn't saying walk off the field now, go home, you're cut in the middle of a game, right? There's just no way. But maybe that's what he thought. Maybe that's what he actually thought Bruce Arians meant, that he was being cut.
And by the way, you saw the video of Bruce Arians slapping his player across the head of the game on the weekend, which he was fined $50,000 for. I assume you saw that.
Yes.
So maybe Bruce Arians isn't the white sheep in this scenario. How about that? So again, I know Antonio Brown's been guilty of a lot of bad things, charged with them anyways. So I'm not saying I'm an Antonio Brown fan, but I'm saying I've got more time for him than most people do. Checking in on the viewers, the Taco Time viewer takeover. We've opened the doors on it. Habs for Life 41 watching on YouTube says, good morning, everyone, from beautiful British Columbia. I said to Moose, we're not as big as in BC as we are in Alberta. And you're like, well, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
So tell your friends, Habs for Life 41. Tell us about what we're doing over here. Let's grow our numbers in BC. Beautiful spot. From BW, he says, good day, people. Finally got a Wi-Fi signal. Well, thank you for reporting that, BW. I appreciate it. John Ohm in Winnipeg. Says, what's normal? Is there such a thing? Crazy talk, I say. Go look up the definition of normal because I have no idea what that is. Similar to balance or moderation. What are those things?
I know.
Did you see my plate of ginger beef last night at the buffet? Did you see it? What's moderation? And a lot of comments here on Antonio Brown as well. Oleg in Winnipeg says Antonio Brown needs a new doc. Hey, listen, I'll bring you back an hour or two, okay?
Yeah.
They want to talk about the Calgary Stampeders. The general in Calgary says the Stamps O-line is looking promising. We turned on the radio the other day. I said, let's see what these guys are talking about. They were talking about the Stampeders O-line for like 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, impressive. We are going to talk some Flames hockey coming back after the break. Brendan Parker will join us from FlamesTV. But a sports update this morning. The struggling Oilers welcome the Florida Panthers to Rogers Place tonight as part of tonight's NHL action. The Oilers have lost 6 in a row. Florida coming off a 5-1 loss here at Calgary Tuesday night. The Montreal Canadiens are in Vegas tonight. It's Montreal's first game since Kent Hughes was hired as the storied but now troubled club's new general manager on Tuesday. Also tonight, the Winnipeg Jets are in Nashville. I saw them debating. I don't know. I've watched a million sports networks and listened to a million shows, but they were criticizing Kent Hughes for not speaking French. Lord love us. Sports update brought to you by Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. Also, the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Brendan Parker of Flames TV joins us next. You're watching the RP Show live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination, on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Views of the Saddledome from Tuesday night's Flames win over the Florida Panthers. Flames off tonight. It's a busy night of the National Hockey League. including the big one that everybody's talking about, the Florida Panthers at the Edmonton Oilers. Hey, we're working on a live studio audience. There's one guy behind me. The Moose has gone up into the crowd. He's behind my microphone. But we might have an Oprah-style look to this by next week. They're a Grey Eagle Resort.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
We're going to get to the CFL news next segment, maybe into hour 2. But first, Brendan Parker joins us from Flames TV from the Saddle Dome. The guys told me that he was ready to go. Is that where you're at? Brendan, are you at the rink today?
Change of plans. We've got a little COVID protocol in the house now, so I'm at home, unfortunately. This week is going to be probably at home for the next few days.
Gotcha. Weirdest thing. I run into you in Florida, and we spend a lot of time together. I come to Calgary, and I can't see you. But let's talk about that Flames win the other night, 5-1 over the Florida Panthers. They were in control from the drop of the puck. Because you remember in Sunrise, they kind of took their foot off the gas, right, in that game, and the Panthers came back. Yeah. They weren't going to allow that to happen against Florida on Tuesday night. What were your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, so true. I mean, thinking back to that game, really that road trip, everyone was kind of fully aware of what those 3 games at the end of that 5-game road trip were going to be like, given the fact you had 3 of the top 5 teams at the time, to finish off that road trip. But that game was kind of the start of it. And man, what an entertaining first period that was. I remember, we're sitting up there in the press box, and it was edgy. It had, after whistle stuff, entertainment. And then, yeah, absolutely. I think as that game wore on, Florida was able to kind of take control a little bit at different times. Flames had their chances, couldn't bury, but then at the end of the game, when they're trying to be aggressive with the comeback, Florida ends up finishing it off. The score looks probably a little bit more lopsided than it was, but then a completely, different perspective, the other night at the Saddle Dome. And I think, partially it's the Flames not being happy with the way they played and not necessarily on the road trip so much, but probably that home game against Ottawa. You're not happy with the result. That's 4 straight losses at that point, but B, just the way that it went down, it kind of felt, emotionless. You had 50% fans in the crowd, and it just didn't have any edge to it whatsoever. And then, I think that was a focal point over the last couple of days of practice, and they flipped the switch against the Panthers. And we knew it was the first place team in the entire National Hockey League, and I think they prepared for that. And they didn't give them a second to even ease into that hockey game. And I think when you look back earlier in the year when the Flames had a lot of success, it was jumping on teams early, catching them off guard, and then just really grinding them down the rest of the game. And that was textbook from the Flames the other night.
The General is watching in Calgary. He says, I watch Brendan's pregame recaps every game. You're awesome, Brendan. That's from the General. We had a viewer, Chris, wanted us to ask you what you think the Flames need to go on a deep run. And I haven't thought the Flames have needed much for a long time other than between their ears and here. But talent-wise, I feel they've always had it, but I don't know everything. Is this team going to add any pieces here the rest of the way? How do they feel about their chances as a contender?
Well, I think if you ask management, it's always, and it has come up at different times as we get closer to the deadline, it's always going to be, the response is always, we're going to try to look to make our team better no matter what the situation is. But I think when they're playing like that, they are a force to be reckoned with without a doubt. But when you look at some of the teams that we faced here, when you see, what we've looked at here recently with, Tampa and Florida and Carolina, it's so much depth. So I'm kind of the, and if you look back to past deadlines, they've added, a couple of depth blue liners. I think they're pretty good in that spot right now. You've got a guy like Michael Stone, who's only played 2 games this year, and I think he'd be more than adequate to step in whenever, that chance comes. But they've been pretty steady with their 6 guys. So you have some guys there. You've got, Yusuf Alamaki, Connor Mackey on the farm. So defensively, I think you do have some bodies, some capable bodies there. But, maybe up front, you're looking for somebody else who can add maybe a bit of a scoring touch or add something else. I think you got guys that can kill penalties. You've got depth forwards. You got guys you can move around there. But, you're always looking to have another piece up front that can really complement what you're trying to do. And I think, as far as the line combinations, we've seen different things. That first line's stayed pretty steady, right? You've had Lindholm, Tkachuk, and Gaudreau for the most part all season long. But it's, the other 3 lines that have juggled around trying to find some chemistry. We've seen sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But I really like that line of Backlund, Coleman, and Andrew Mangiapane the other night against Florida. I thought they were dangerous all game long. So maybe you found something there in a second line that could work. But as far as, if you were going to look to add something, I think you'd love to bring in, another forward piece, if you could. And again, that's easier said than done because, I think there'll be a lot of teams that are trying to add some depth pieces, but we know how much of a grind it's going to be. And I think it's even, less about the playoffs because you got to get there first. It's the way that this schedule now shapes up with the schedule being released yesterday. You had 10 games you had to make up. It's crammed into February. They threw one into March. There's 2 more in April. Like, it's going to be a grind to the finish, and the more healthy bodies, more bodies you have who you can move in and out of the lineup if you have to, I think the better off you're going to be.
Well, by the way, it's fun to talk line combinations, and you didn't even mention Johnny and Monty, which is a thing that I've heard here in Calgary, right? So they love that combination. So honestly, I think the Flames are good enough. They just have to keep the pedal to the metal for 60 minutes, and we all know that, and you know that, and Daryl knows that. What was the reaction to the Flames being asked to play 7 games in 12 days here on this refigured schedule?
Yeah, I think everybody sort of knew it was coming. I think it was just a matter of where the pieces would fit. But now, you take a look at it, you got, that what was a 3-week or close to 3-week Olympic break off. Those vacation plans and travel plans have obviously changed now. And, I think everybody sort of knew what was coming. It was just a matter of how it would all unroll. So, I think the fact there's 2 more back-to-backs in February, and for the most part, it's, you still get your Olympic break. So there's still, maybe 4 or 5 days off just after they play their last game in Arizona at the beginning of February. So, take advantage of that while you can. But I think more than anything, it's hard to get, too wrapped up in what's coming, because this team right now just wants to play games. Like, they're desperate for some kind of rhythm right now. And I think I was just looking at it, I think prior to last game, it was 2 games in 11 days. So by the time they get in Edmonton, it'll be 3 games in 15 days. That's just, it's not steady enough. And the Oilers, I know, are going through the same thing, but you just want to play some games. So for this team, the rest of the way now, you kind of look at it, they're going to be busy. It basically equates to 1 game every second day. So, I think it goes without saying they knew exactly what the schedule, it was going to be busy. It was just a matter of where the games were going to slot and who they were going to be against. But now you got it. You can see what it is. You can go to your schedule now. You know exactly what you're in for. Not unexpected, but it's going to be heavy the rest of the way for sure.
Brendan, I've been in this town since Saturday, and every single day I've heard about the Flames and Oilers Saturday night, and you just brought it up. That rivalry is something very special, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Sure. It's great. It's great. And you know what? And it all kind of goes back to a few years ago. And, I think there's been some cooler moments. That last year was tough. They played each other a ton. No fans in the building. Probably didn't have the same edge to it that we had seen the year prior to that. I think it's kind of getting back to that, though. And I think, given where these 2 teams are at right now, I mean, Roddy, there's a lot on the line on Saturday. You take a look at, the fact that we're not even halfway point of the season. Normally we would, right? Normally we'd be over a halfway point. So this would be big no matter what. But just given where they're at, I mean, I think you can feel the temperature up in Edmonton. The Flames now coming off that win. So they're kind of feeling better about their game. Yeah, I love it. I can't wait for it.
Brendan, why are you so pissy?
Hey, I'm smiling. I'm smiling.
I know. Hey,
yeah,
last one. Do we see
I've loved
a
the
new
memes,
rink?
though. There's been some good memes.
Oh, they've been so good. So good. Do we see a new rink in Calgary by the time you and I, in our lifetimes?
I mean, the only answer I can give to that is, yeah, I think it has to happen. I know it's been up and down. I mean, you feel like it's kind of set and ready, and then it changes. I mean, at the end of the day, the Saddle Dome can only exist for so long. It's been 40 years. I mean, I think we find a way at some point in this city to come together and get it done. I think there's an appetite on all sides. Maybe it gets a little bit heated at times, the exchanges, and there is a lot of money on the line. I understand it. I completely understand it. But at some point, I think the sides will figure it out. I think it just has to happen because, the city needs it. Obviously the team needs it, but, it's going to be a big fixture in the area that they're looking at. So, I think one way or another, we find a way to get this thing done, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later. It's time.
I love it. I love the positive outlook. Brendan, thanks for this.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Roddy, and enjoy Calgary. And hopefully we get to see you in person.
Thank you, bud.
And maybe fill those seats.
Absolutely.
You have to answer.
We will. Saskatoon product, Brendan Parker of FlamesTV joining us today here at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Ryan Leslie of Sportsnet Flames will be down here coming up in hour 2. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus Television. We'll open up Taco Time viewer takeover when we return. We're also live on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might sprain your wrist or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You are looking not live inside the Scotiabank Saddledome, but we're live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, and what would have normally been Taco Time viewer takeover has been usurped, and in a moment I'll tell you why. But for the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. There's like 17 Taco Times in the Calgary area. It's unbelievable. Who knew that Calgary was the mecca of Taco Time? I didn't. And again, we're live at Grey Eagle, where Foreigner's coming March 19th and 20th. Come sing along with your all-time favorite rock band, Foreigner. 2 shows here at the Grey Eagle Events Center. Foreigner, the Hits on Tour, the biggest classic rock tour of 2022. Grab your tickets at Ticketmaster.ca. It's our distinct honor to welcome from Sportsnet Flames, Ryan Leslie, in the flesh right here at Grey Eagle. And you seem like a guy. Is he logged in? Do you have Moose? I'm not sure. Where is he? Can we get Ryan? Oh, where did Darren go?
Refresh.
Running a reel. Hit refresh, they say on the. Yeah, nice.
Grey Eagle
So we are
Resort
gonna.
and Casino.
The second I said it was out of my mouth. I was worried. So he's just getting logged in on the feed. And if he doesn't find it, we'll come back an hour or two. You got it? Did it work?
I don't know.
You don't know. You can hear him, but you can't see him. I was reading the news release earlier from Adam Bighill of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers signing a 1-year contract today. Oh, now we got him. 100%. Do you see yourself on the screen there, Ryan?
I wish I didn't. How are you?
I'm good. You figured it out. Anyways, Foreigner, you seem like a guy that, would have Foreigner on your iPod.
Do I really, Roddy?
Yeah. Cold as ice. Do you have a favorite Foreigner song?
I want to know what love is.
I know, but do you have a favorite Foreigner song?
I want you to show me.
Right. I feel like starting my lighter.
There it is.
Right here in Grey Eagle Event Center.
It's good to see you brought a packed house behind you.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning, man. Almost 11.
They'll be here by 11. Yes, I'm sure. But do I look ahead? Because I can see you right here.
No, you can look wherever you want, into the camera. Look at me. Listen, on the first day on Monday, we had to turn people away. So I'm not joking. So by Friday, we might have a live audience. And for sure, by next week, we'll have a live audience here at the Event Center. It's a work in progress. What's your day been like as the guy covering and following the Calgary Flames for Sportsnet?
Well, the team is on the ice right now as we speak. They're about to go to Zoom. I'll probably have as much luck logging into that as I did your show here. But, it's been a routine day. And looking forward to seeing what the guys have to say as they get ready here the next couple of days for the Battle of Alberta, which I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or maybe other people. We got to this might just be what we need because, with all the resets, the stops, the start, and now we learn about the schedule being revised. So I don't know. Maybe this is exactly what we need to kind of get us all re-engaged again. Although I should be clear. I mean, I think most Flames fans saw that last game and were pretty pleased about it. That was a much-needed win over your Florida Panthers.
And an impressive one, by the way.
Yeah.
I left the game early. Not that early, but I was home in time.
You know what? Nobody's surprised that you're the guy that comes and leaves early.
But
nobody.
I do it because I can.
Guy. What, you had to beat the traffic?
Exactly.
That capacity.
I had to start my car. Cold. But I was home in time to watch Kelly Rudy and Rick Ball on your broadcast say that it was the best Flames game of the year. Now, listen, we have less than 30 seconds, so we'll come back an hour or two with Ryan Leslie of Sportsnet Flames for a segment, and we'll talk about tonight's NHL action. We'll talk about Saturday's BOA because everybody's talking about it. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Event Center after this timeout. You're watching on Game Plus Television.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hashtag dad advice from Jim Peterson, my dad, who said, cheer as loud as you want for your own team. Don't ever boo the other team. Don't ever boo the other team. And to boo your own team? Unthinkable. And the world of James William Peterson. So, A, I would never do it. B, with the cost of those things? Are you kidding me?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It sure is. We are rocking and rolling into hour 2 of the RP Show. Live again at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. We're in the event center. And yes, here it's 11 a.m. Our guest has been needling me that there's not a huge crowd. Well, we're working on it. People are just waking up out here in the mountains.
Darren back there.
We've got Sportsnet's Ryan Leslie with us from Sportsnet Flames. Let's bring him in. Hour 2, by the way, is brought to you by Original 16 Great Western Beer. Extra smooth, extra refreshing. Find Original 16 at a store near you today. Do we have Ryan Leslie? Are we good to go with the... There he is. He's on your screen. You're used to watching him on the Flames games, but you've seen him on this program enough, and he joins us here today. Now, again, you said that it's a typical day for you. The Flames are just wrapping up practice. You might have to bolt. Is that the deal?
I may, yes. They have a daily Zoom availability to which we probably should listen to what they have to say, coming off a big win, getting ready for the Battle of Alberta. So, yeah, we're keeping an eye on things. I'll just check every now and then if that's okay. And nothing urgent, Rod, but great to be here.
Oh, I always love spending time with you, Ryan, as you know.
It's been a long time in person.
Years?
You and I had a World Junior date years and years and years ago. And
where we became close.
Yeah, I think so.
A decade ago.
I think it went up to, it started here, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it started in Edmonton and came. Well, the camp was here.
That's what it was. Yeah, camp was here, up to Edmonton and back. Yeah.
It was a wonderful time. People still talk about that. Do you ever think about that World Junior Canadian team? Because I do. Jonathan Huberdeau was a big star on it.
Yeah. There were a lot of big names, including you, Sammy Cosentino. We're going back.
Hey, it was the last year ever on Sportsnet, by the way. Just so you know, on Sportsnet Radio. So we, Sammy and I and you made it what it is today.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm glad you're back in town. It's great to catch up with you. This is awesome. I know that your show is all over the place. You're nationwide. You're everywhere. You're Calgary. You're Florida. You're Saskatchewan. It's great to see the show doing what it's doing. And from what I understand, somebody was telling me, I think it was last night, somebody was telling me that this show is got a huge following in the States, which I'm pumped to hear for you, bud.
It's a lot of it, just so you know, Ryan, and thank you for all the kind words, is the hockey coverage. They don't get it down there. And you know, right off the top, we haven't come up with a poll question yet today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center. We don't have one. But A TV network in Canada here tweeted, what's the best arena in the NHL? And I just said that it was Edmonton. You've been to them all except for Seattle, correct?
No, I've been to them all.
What's the best arena? And I'll just take it off your plate for the Saddledome. You can vote for your own.
Okay.
What's the best arena
Detroit,
in the NHL?
hands down.
Really?
Yes, hands down.
Little Caesars?
Yeah,
Palace?
unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, you walk on the concourse there, it's like you're in Yale Town in Vancouver, and it's beautiful. And the concourse, the bowl itself is gorgeous. The restaurants and everything inside the arena, you can access them from the street as well. So if you just want to come in and watch the game, you go that route. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, Edmonton, stop it.
Would Edmonton ever rate even if Detroit hadn't opened? Like, it seems like you hate Edmonton as much.
No. There's no hatred. I'm just a realist.
It's quite a barn.
Think about it. You're a broadcaster. You wouldn't be able to see the game from where it was originally drawn up. They've had to move down. It's out versus up, and I like up when it comes to arena. I love Montreal. I love Detroit. You know what? Seattle's fantastic. What you get when you dump $1 billion into it. But the new one in Long Island, really nice.
There are some great ones, aren't there?
Yeah, there's great arenas. I don't know. I just Edmonton wouldn't even crack my top 10, and it's just because of the lineup.
What about us in Sunrise, Florida? How about that?
You know what? That's a good rink. That's a good rink. I wish they'd kind of pick it up and bring it to Calgary, but no, that's a good rink, just in the middle of nowhere. That's the only problem with that.
Yeah,
the mall.
There's a mall beside.
Put it right in Fort Lauderdale, and let's move on. Right by the beach. Let's go.
Well, they're building a practice facility there, if that means anything to you, in Fort Lauderdale.
I talked to Sam Bennett the other day ahead of his game in Calgary here with the Panthers, and he was saying, man, it is wonderful. I live like a block and a half off the beach. You know, I go to the rink in shorts every day. I mean, how's this for a story? The guy, you know, did everything he possibly could, given the circumstances and challenges. And then he goes to Florida and just wakes up one day in the sun and, oh, yeah, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. So happy for the kid.
Well, it's interesting that we talk about that because Florida's through here right now. It's kind of ironic that they have. Let's just talk about that game.
So, hold on. Have you adopted them as your team now?
No.
Is that how that works? Because you're such a bandwagon hopper. 1 minute it's Vegas. It basically, whoever's giving you a free coffee, is that how it works?
Look at my coffee mug right here. It's Calgary Stampeders today. As a lot of my friends that have played in these leagues, I say, who's your favorite team? And they say, who's ever paying me? But by and large, Vegas Golden Knights.
How do you sleep?
Very, very well. Incredibly well, actually.
Conviction.
But I say I can't be fanboy around the Florida Panthers as I am with the Golden Knights. This is a professional relationship here. But
okay. So who do you know over in Vegas that's got you so riled up about Vegas Golden Knights?
All of the Kelly McCrimmon, Gary Lawless, Shane Knighty.
Good
you know
men.
all those guys.
Good men. Yeah, I was just in touch with Lawless the other day.
Yeah.
Good people down there. They got a good show they're running down.
Treated us very well when we went there. But
they are good whenever you roll into town, aren't they? All of those people. They're wonderful.
You didn't even say T-Mobile Arena in your best arenas, by the way.
No, I didn't. It's a good barn. Yeah. And the screaming, I don't know.
Not for you?
It's Vegas. It's corny.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just thinking about, Kelly McCrimmon, you mentioned those guys, and, just a good crew of people down there. I went to that show, Absinthe, down in Vegas. Oh, my gosh, what a show. Maybe the best show I've ever seen. And a lot of those guys were there, and it was, it's just a good little hockey community they've built down there already. It's something.
Isn't it amazing that they did that in 5 years? Really, a year and a half, and Arizona has never been able to do it.
Well, Roddy, there's some context to that. You know that Arizona wasn't gifted quite as much as Vegas was. Now, they had to get it right, don't get me wrong, and they did do it right.
You think it's because they won right out of the gate?
Hey, listen, Arizona's been gifted other things. It's still being gifted with the life support that they remain on. So, yeah, I guess different kind of advantages for
as usual. You're a very popular guest with the viewers. Ryan H on YouTube says, I'm curious, are there any historical tributes to the Atlanta Flames in the Saddledome? I did a tour the other night. I didn't notice any.
Yeah, there are some things. Yeah, I'd have to kind of refresh the memory, but certainly they're proud of that part of their past, and it's not front and center all the time, but I think you see even with logos like the assistant is much like the Atlanta Flame logo, and so the assistant wearing the A on the sweater and that kind of thing. But no, there's some nods to that part of their past for sure.
I asked Brendan Parker last hour, and I'll ask you now.
Was he on?
Yeah, he was. Do we see a new arena in Calgary in our lifetimes? I think you and I are about exactly the same age, so I think I'll live longer, but...
Probably. And probably. No, I think I think we're going to. I mean, this is an exhausting soap opera, isn't it, to say the least? But, yeah, I think we will. I don't know when. Like, if you were to say, is it 5 to 10 years? I don't know that. I don't know how long you can keep going like this. This is one that I think it's going to get done. That's just a gut. I don't have anything that I can tell you why. But, boy, this thing just has so many twists and turns, doesn't it, Roddy?
And do people get quite heated up over it?
I think when you have major setbacks, yeah, for sure. And I just feel for the group over there that's just trying to get it done. Their communications folks, management. I mean, players, like you got to get something new in here, right? Like when you think of the challenges of a Canadian market, have they ever been greater, Rod? When you think about the social media, you make a bad play, they get hammered on. You don't, the taxes, the travel. Like the travel's insane here compared to the Eastern Conference. It's insane. One February, I think we put 40,000 clicks. It was ridiculous. And then you throw in the challenges of COVID, and then you throw in, so you get taxes, you got COVID, you got social media, you've got Canadian media, you've got an old barn. I mean, it's just the Flames fans, I think we talked about this in the past. They just need a break, and I hope it's coming soon.
I'm with you. Hey, I'm going to put this one right on the tee for you. Young Hockey watching on YouTube says, hey, Rod and Ryan, would you put your money into a new hockey rink or a new football stadium from the perspective of a Calgary taxpayer? Which one needs it more?
Oh, yeah, hands down hockey. Yeah, no, for sure. It generates the most, and, that event center wasn't there. It was Calgary Next that they originally wanted. Then they settled on this event center, so that kind of took a back seat now. So we'll see what comes next. But no, certainly, wouldn't you love to have it all one? A football stadium, a practice rink, an NHL arena, all to go along with an event center, and everything that could host a world-class event. I'm kind of hopeful that still comes back, but we'll see.
A viewer last hour, Chris Chappelle, watching in the rectangle, he wanted me to ask you what you think the Flames need to be a contender. Are they talking about adding pieces here? Has there been discussions on that?
Oh, yeah. Brad Treliving not only is kicking tires, but making calls and having discussions daily about what they need. My guess would be that he would love to add another proven scorer. And I think he would love to add a rock-solid defenseman. I don't know where they are. I don't know how you just go out and get them. This is the hardest thing to pull off trades right now, given all the obvious challenges to go along with the hockey challenges. But, no, he is certainly interested in adding to this group.
Tracy Harwood, watching on YouTube, says, who sounds more like Peter Labardius, Ryan Leslie or Peter Labardius?
Yeah,
I say Ryan.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, he is a gem of a human, a Calgary icon here. It's interesting. I'll tell you a great little story, and maybe you've talked about this, maybe you haven't, but you know what Peter Labardius does? His son is on the spectrum, has autism, and he is such a great kid, Cale.
Yeah.
And he's really turning into a fine young man. And Peter Labardius, now, Lou's son, Cale, is in Edmonton. Lou, during the season, is based here in Calgary and bounces back and forth regularly, makes that drive, makes that flight, is always there with him. And what he does when he's here, and you can hear him a mile and a half away when he's doing it, he will call his son's Super Mario baseball game as a professional broadcaster, doing the play-by-play for his son who's playing the game, an ongoing season, and calling it as if it were the World Series. I got to tell you, that is one fantastic father, not only to do that and all the, he's just so invested, and it's one of the heartwarming stories. And whenever I am near the house that he's in, I can hear him calling that baseball a block away. So it's just one of the great little things about Lou that, everybody knows him and loves him. And, he's big in Saskatchewan. He's big here in Alberta. He's big across the National Hockey League. But those are the little stories about the character of who he is.
Well,
good people.
I was listening to him leaving the Saddle Dome the other night, and his style has not changed. I said to the Moose who was in the car with me, since 1991, calling Regina Pats hockey, he's got such a distinct style.
Yorkton.
Yeah. Well, that too. From our viewers, Kirk Sirota says, depending on the survival of the CFL, I think hockey and concerts should be first and foremost. I'm tired of seeing shows getting skipped here for Edmonton. Roger in Calgary says, yes, Ryan, make it all in one so that football games can be played indoors. Yeah. Oleg in Winnipeg says, I'm waiting for the Flames to threaten a move. That's when I'll know a deal is close. That's from Oleg. Here's another one completely outside of this. Ryan, watching in Saratoga, New York, says it looks like the Rays won't be splitting time between Tampa and Montreal, according to an article released by the Montreal Gazette. Did you see that notification this morning? The MLB has poo-pooed the notion of splitting Rays games.
That's unfortunate. I didn't hear that, but boy, that would have been a treat. So many, wouldn't it? And a little spice into the league, too. Be wonderful. Oh.
But would it not be like one step out the door in Tampa, which I don't think MLB would want?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, definitely would. And, I mean, I'm with you. They probably don't want that, but probably really do want Montreal back. So where's your solution? I don't know. It's another ongoing saga that is really toys with the emotions of baseball and Expo fans.
You and I aren't business guys, so I don't understand how these teams have survived. Like, listen, I know you got to go after this segment, and we only got a couple minutes, but it was odd in the Saddle Dome. 50% capacity, if that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Concessions not open. I don't know how these teams are doing it, but thank goodness they are. Yeah.
Roddy, this is a really tough one because same league, you're looking at, I don't know, the Leafs and the Rangers last night or any game in the States, and it's packed and it's rammed. You were in Florida, and, that wasn't exactly packed or rammed, but...
they've had big crowds for some games.
They have. And it's the same league, and yet we know anyhow, unfortunately, it'll get too political no matter which way you
Yes.
And I don't want to go down that road. So I'll just say that it is a crime that we're really not able to enjoy the entire experience. I can't imagine as a business owner right now. You're telling me what? I mean, when the Montreal Canadiens had that first game this year without fans at all, any of them, they lost close to $3 million on one night, one game. Yet every team in the States is rolling in it. So I don't know. I'm glad we have now the decision on not testing the asymptomatic players. I personally like that. But, oh, man, I just wait for this. I can't wait for this all to be over.
Yeah, we're not.
Putting it mildly, everybody's in the same boat.
We're not out of it. Northside YEG watching on YouTube says, Calgary's such a nice city. It deserves a new arena. He's in Edmonton. Janice Owen, a Stamps fan, says, time for a forward-thinking city council in Calgary and thinking of the economic benefits that both the Flames and the Stamps would bring to the city. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to run?
I do, but it's great being with you. So
thanks for coming down here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Let's spend some more time. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames. We'll get the Moose back in here. We're at the Event Center at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, and we'll be right back. You're watching on the Game Plus television network, available all across Alberta and BC on TELUS Optic Cable. Also, YouTube Live and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Yes, we are live in Calgary with the RP Show, episode number 678. Daytime sports talk coming to you from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Hey, there's the Moose. You're on.
How was Ryan?
Really good. As you can see, he doesn't want to leave.
I know.
We have that effect on people.
Yeah.
With this show. Hey, breaking news. Here's what's gone on this Thursday in sports. The Saskatchewan Roughriders signed Canadian receiver Jake Hardy to a contract extension this morning. The 6'2", 210-pound Hardy appeared in Saskatchewan's 14 regular season and 2 playoff games this year. He's 31 years of age, of Calgary, first signed with the Riders in 2018. From the National Football League, former Washington head coach Jay Gruden and Indianapolis running backs coach Scotty Montgomery have had second interviews with the Carolina Panthers for their vacant offensive coordinator position, according to a person familiar with the source. Panthers coach Matt Rule fired offensive coordinator Joe Brady in the middle of the season with the offense struggling. And if Tennessee Titans running back Derrick Henry returns for the playoffs Saturday, he'll be running into a Bengals defensive line that's already banged up. The Bengals had been relatively healthy until last week in the first-round playoff win over the Raiders. Stalwart defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi suffered a foot injury that will sideline him for the rest of the playoffs. Edge rusher Trey Hendrickson, the team's sack leader, had been in concussion protocol all week, but he has been cleared to play Saturday. Defensive end Sam Hubbard has sore ribs. Defensive tackle Mike Daniels left the Raiders game with a groin injury. He's likely going to be out. And defensive tackle Josh Tupou is hobbled by a sore knee. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, order yours now at g2gbars.ca. RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. So let's jump into it. Your Bengals. Why do I keep saying that? Your Titans home. Sorry.
Do you think that the Bengals got word that Derrick Henry's coming back, and now everybody's pulling up with injuries?
They got the Henry flu?
You know, the Henry flu. You know, like the Broad Street Bullies. They got the Philadelphia flu.
I don't know, but I do want to say this. From our friends at betregal.ca, where you can sign up now with a promo code RP22. RP22. Use that promo code. You'll get $22 free to bet on this weekend's NFL games. Bengals at his Titans Saturday. That's the first game. Tennessee favored by 3.5. The night game, 49ers at the Packers. Green Bay favored by 6. Then on Sunday, a doubleheader, and we will be hosting a watch party at Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows. Moose and I and our buddy Brock Daniel from Shark Club going to be hosting it, giving away prizes. We invite you down to the Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows this Sunday afternoon for both games. So the first is the Rams at Tampa. Bucks favored by 2.5. Bet Regal shrinking the line on that one, interestingly enough. And then later on, it's the Bills at the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are favored by 2 at Arrowhead. And yesterday, Jim Lang, Canada's foremost NFL expert, was on here predicting a Bills upset at Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to invite everybody down to Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows on Sunday afternoon for both games. We'll be handing out prizes. You got prizes. We got prizes. They got prizes. Everybody's got prizes.
There's lots of prizes. That's funny, you know, with the line shrinking in the Tampa-LA game. And what it tells me and what it means is that, you know, most of the money's coming in on the Rams. And when the money comes in on the Rams, they lower the line to try and bring some money in on Tampa. So at 2.5, that's pretty good. Of course, we know what LA did to Tampa when they met earlier in the year, right? Looked pretty good. And it was a tough day for Tom Brady. So maybe they've got Tom's number. But you know that Tom and Bruce Arians and the Bucks and Brian Leftwich, they've watched all that game film, right? Tom doesn't often make the same mistake twice. So it'll be interesting on Sunday.
Jeff in Winnipeg, Jeff Kabilis is watching. He says, I bet Moose is excited at Derrick Henry possibly playing this weekend. Is he definitively in?
He hasn't been activated yet. That'll happen Friday or Saturday, but he did take his first contact practice yesterday. So another step forward, and he's just checking off all the boxes right now. So it does. It very much looks like Derrick Henry's ready to play.
Well, I had a pretty good feeling that there would be, with 6 games last weekend, wildcard weekend, that there would be at least one upset. I thought there'd be more. There was only one. From a betting perspective, San Francisco going into Dallas and winning by 6 when they were favored to lose by 3. This weekend, do we think there will be an upset? I haven't spent a ton of time thinking about it just yet.
I would think probably. I think that's, the further you get into this, the less of a margin of error there is, right? The tighter everything is. So, I mean, every one of these teams has a shot right now. I think you look at everybody left in the playoffs, they've all got a shot to win the Super Bowl. And not just because they're in the dance, but because they're legitimately that good. I mean, Cincinnati is the one team, just because of how young they are, that maybe would be sitting on the bottom with the I guess, worst chance of winning a Super Bowl. But Buffalo's good, Kansas City's good, Tennessee, LA, Tampa, Green Bay, San Fran, they all can win.
Do we have a prop bet on this? Leighton, watching on YouTube, says, how many snaps will Derrick Henry play? Is that the same as how many touches we expect him to get? What do you think they should feed him?
Yeah, he's usually a 30 or 40 carry guy. Deontay Foreman's shown that he can play and run the ball pretty well. I would think Derrick Henry, early in the game, he'll see the first series or two and he'll take a couple off. If he takes, if he carries the ball 20, 25 times, that would be a busy day for him, I think.
Hour 2 of the program is brought to you by Great Western Original 16 beer. Extra smooth, extra refreshing. Find Original 16 at a store near you today. And, of course, we're into Taco Time viewer takeover. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one half off at Taco Time all day today, every Thursday. I just can't believe that. I didn't know. That's why we need to get out on the road with this show and learn things, that Calgary's a mecca for Taco Time. I should have known. I lived here 30 years ago.
Right.
And it was a mecca then. It's only grown.
Yeah.
Again, I was reading the news release from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers earlier on. Their news from this morning. Adam Bighill has signed a 1-year contract extension with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And I said he was from, I screwed up where he's from, actually. Somewhere in the state of Washington. Jeff Coldwell is watching the program on Game Plus television in Oregon right now, where it's available on TDS cable. He says, pronounced Montesano or just Monty. I used to live there, and I officiated several of Adam Bighill's high school games for the Bulldogs. How about that?
Wow.
What a small world. Earlier on this hour, I don't know if you heard Ryan Leslie when he was on. You were out here in the crowd. Ryan Leslie said, I just heard last night that this show's huge in the state. And I'm like, it is because of guys like that. And what I fully believe it is. It's the hockey coverage and it's the CFL talk.
Yeah.
Wow. If you weren't watching at the start of the show, we ran into a Calgary Stampeder in the casino last night, right here. He came up to me. Mr. Pedersen, welcome to Calgary. Watch your show every day. I watch for the CFL coverage. I was just like, Randy from the Peg watching on Game Plus television. Where is it? Good morning, Rod and Moose. Colorado, Florida Stanley Cup final would be awesome. This guy's not even picking his Jets. Are they waving the white flag in Winnipeg? I almost feel like they're waving the white flag in Winnipeg on the Stanley Cup playoffs. I don't get it.
It's so early. Way too early to be waving the white flag. But it would be an exciting, he's not wrong, it would be an exciting Stanley Cup for sure. A rematch of 1996.
Isn't that something? How about that? Oh, yeah, Joe Sakic.
UA Krupp, the overtime winner in Game 4.
I think it's pronounced Uwe.
Uwe?
Dallas is watching. He's an Oiler fan. Dallas. He says, Ryan Leslie is grossly biased. Nice try, Ryan. To what is he referring? I think he's referring to the nicest arenas in the NHL. And I apologize. I haven't been to the one in Detroit. Haven't been there. Not making plans to go. FYI.
Yeah.
But he's there for work purposes. Ryan Leslie's been. What I hear from everybody in the NHL is that Detroit is the nicest.
Yeah.
Can I say that Edmonton's the nicest that I've been in? And I've been in most, but I haven't been in the new one in Detroit. So he had some nice kudos and plaudits for FLA Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida.
Detroit's not exactly at the top of our travel destination bucket list.
That's the point.
So.
By the way, here at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, just want to tell you, Foreigners coming March 19th and 20th. Come sing along with your all-time favorite rock band, Foreigner. 2 shows, March 19th and 20th at the Grey Eagle Event Center. The Hits on Tour, the biggest classic rock tour of 2022. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.ca. I can't get enough of it. I'm thinking, as a matter of fact, I know we got to get back to the buffet tonight. It was a little bit of, not a bum steer last night, as I said earlier, when I approached the front of the buffet. He was with me. Ayulio was working, the hostess from the Ukraine. And it was packed with Asians. I'm like, Asian night? So deeply authentic.
Well, yeah.
Asian cuisine. And listen, I like my chicken fried rice. I like my ginger beef. And I'm good. I would say that's North Americanized Chinese food. Right?
Yeah.
The stuff last night was authentic. That's why all the Asians were there. They were losing their minds.
The barbecue pork sticky buns, the
sticky
ginger
rice,
beef,
sticky everything.
Rice. So that, you talked about the Golden Corral being quantity over quality and this being quality over quantity. Well, if you compare the 2 buffets we went to, this was high quality, but not as many selections. That makes sense.
That's what I said. Our director of scouting, Craig Smith, wrote me a while back. He's like, that buffet at Grey Eagle, how does it compare to Golden Corral? I said, this one's more quality. Golden Corral's more quantity.
But even the other night had more quantity of, we were grabbing something from every single station the other night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was quantity and quality.
We're waiting for the prime rib night, which, by the way, it really tells you how many viewers we have and who our viewers are.
Yeah.
That guy was trying to give me a bum steer that they got 4A beef in Alberta. I'm like, come on, who do you think you're talking to here? The son of a cattle farmer. There's no such thing as 4A. I feel like going back to that guy.
I think he was pulling your leg.
Greg Sawatsky, watching on YouTube, says Asian night. That was the theme. All Asian cuisine from a variety of Asian locales.
That was good.
I think he's trying to find something untoward with that. It was their name, not mine. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Jeff in Winnipeg. Rod's air guitar is epic. Thank you. I try. You know, it's just you and me till the end of the show.
I do.
We've had all our guests on here today. Rod from Tacoma Pally, one of our P1s, Priority 1 viewers, says, Rod, game of the night, Jets versus Preds. It might be. I'm glad that he brought that up. I've got tonight's schedule, and here it is. You can pick your featured game. I can't fake it. My featured game's Florida at Edmonton. Everybody's featured game is Florida at Edmonton tonight. But the other games are Dallas at Buffalo, rematch of the 1999 Stanley Cup Final. It was in. Washington at Boston. Ottawa at Pittsburgh. Columbus at Philly. Flyers have lost 8 in a row. The aforementioned Jets at Nashville. Panthers at Oilers, as I mentioned. Colorado at the Kings. Montreal at Vegas. And San Jose at Seattle. Somebody pointed out earlier, I aired. It does happen from time to time. I guess Kent Hughes, the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, is bilingual. They made a joke on SportsCenter about his French. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I missed it.
I took that to mean that his French was bad, but maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. But somewhere around here, Greg Sawatsky says he's not accusing me of anything. He says, I wasn't paying attention and just caught that bit. It was Asian night in the buffet. And like deeply authentic Asian food. Like one of the things was pig intestine. It's not that big to me, but you know what? I don't think they're big on AAA beef.
Right.
So what were you raised on? What do you love?
Yeah.
But the other night when him and I went, barbecue pork back ribs, Yorkshire pudding, fried pierogies, country beef stew. Like, I couldn't have ordered it better myself. Rod, what would you like? Name 12 things. That would have been all the things.
Yeah.
Beef ribs the size that Fred Flintstone had. You know, they were that flipped his car over.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's what they had the other night. So, anyway, yeah. Greg says, yum, yum in the tum-tum. It was. Oh, we got a break. We'll be right back. We're getting caught up in the silliness. You're watching the RP Show. We are live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's the greatest thing ever. You're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Back. It is hour 2 of the RP Show, live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, having a lot of fun with our discussions on this particular facility. And we'll come back around on the sports talk too. We're kind of morphing it all. Just last night, while watching the Leafs and the Rangers in the stage bar, one of the staff came by. I don't want to name him, but he did mention that the place is haunted.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And then he backed it up.
He's got a video of what he says is a ghost. We've all been in haunted places before, right? We all believe in the afterlife and eternal life, right? We're all believers, right?
It might as well have been a video of footprints just appearing in the sand. Like, it might as well have been that.
So it was a little unnerving, but I can handle it. You can handle it. We can all handle it. The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center, we posted it late, but it's got a lot of reaction. It was Moose's idea. Would you attend games if unable to consume food and beverages? And it's, by the way, have you seen the results?
Not the latest ones.
59% on Twitter say yes, they would attend.
Ooh.
Would you attend games if unable to consume food? 59% say yes, they still would. You know what it jars in me when you say that is how much do you love the teams? For instance, my favorite, most beloved team, the Regina Pats, I would go if the concessions weren't open. It's a pain, but I go. So I would be in the 59%. But if I was in some neutral locale and the teams I didn't really care for, I would have to say no. But it was weird going to the Saddle Dome the other night. It was almost cruel, wouldn't you say? The concessions were fully stocked, but there were chains and padlocks on them. So it's like you could see it.
I know.
But you couldn't buy it.
Well, and they left, they have the big gate on all the concession windows, right? When they open and shut them. They left them open about this much just so you could see in and see all the snacks behind the counter.
What I mean, it's torture.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just waiting for the government to flip the switch and say, yeah, you can eat now.
Well, and the big conversation around here is movie theater. And I'm like, oh, you can't eat at the movie theaters. And people are like, no, you can. You can have popcorn and drinks at the movie theater because it's less than 500 people. Over 500 people, no food and beverages. So there's that, and that kind of rubs people the wrong way a little bit, and it's tough.
The general in Calgary says next home game, Rod, it'll be open. Has there been an announcement on that? We'll get to the NFL talk in a second. Darren Workman, watching in Salt Lake City, Utah, says, I usually go for the game, not the overpriced hot dogs. Well, that's you. See, this is the thing that I don't think sports people really understand, is that everybody has different interests. I go to the games to see my friends and be social, and I'm an introvert, which tells you I really want to go see those guys and gals.
Yeah.
Like I went the other night, I wanted really badly to see the Florida Panthers PR girl, Senior VP of Communications, Addie, and I found her and introduced her to you.
Yeah, glad you did.
See, you know what that's what I go for. And I also like to have a tube steak, some street meat, if I can. And I'm very happy at Panthers games if they have popcorn on. So I don't just go for the games. You better really love your team to go if the concessions aren't open. I really love the Regina Pats, so I would go if the concessions weren't open, but I don't like it.
See, and I'm not a big concession guy either. I'm not going and trying everything on the menu, but, as a squirrel or, full ADHD or whatever, and you go in all the time, I just need a coffee in my hand or some popcorn, because otherwise I'm just sitting there, tapping my fingers against the desk or, watching, and you kind of go a little stir crazy, right? It's not that you need it, but usually once a game you'll have a drink or one piece of food, and, it's kind of really weird without it.
Jennifer's watching at the Four Seasons. She says, hockey without beer makes me sad. See, that's all what you connect these things with, and how much do you really love the games? Patrolman Pete, watching in Winnipeg, says MJHL teams and the Manitoba Bisons have no concessions right now. No big deal. But that's why I say you and I and a lot of the viewers on this show are somewhat unicorns in that we're not the average Joe Blow. We will go no matter what. They're trying to attract the people that, what do you call them, the casual crowd or whatever?
Yeah.
Right?
And there's, the event, the atmosphere, the party, right? All of that.
That's what's bringing people.
And it's not even about beer. Can't have a bottle of water. Right?
Nothing.
So I
couldn't believe it when it was in the press box at the Saddle Dome. And it's like, I'm complaining, not complaining. I don't want to tick off the government. None of this, like Oleg in Winnipeg says, it's science. COVID is passed through cheeseburgers and beer.
But I will.
I get what he's saying. Like, how does this make any sense?
But I will say, we did a lap. We did a loser lap of the concourse. Not a single lineup for the washroom.
It was weird.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, might as well, since we're sitting here, from the Four Seasons Sports Palace and the Greek freak George Janitsos. So Super Saturday takes on a whole new meeting. UFC 270 prelims 7 p.m., main card 9 p.m. On the NFL docket, 3:30 p.m. SAS time, Bengals Titans, 7:15 p.m. 49ers Packers. And in the NHL, a full day of action. The Jets at the Bruins, the Leafs at the Isles, Sens at the Capitals, Habs and Avs. And, of course, it's all topped off by the Battle of Alberta, the BOA, 9 p.m. SAS time. The Greek freak wants you to know, good thing I have enough TVs. Sports are the best. No cover ever at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, 909 Arcola Avenue East. We will be right back with overtime and the full-on Taco Time viewer takeover. You're watching the RP Show live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino in Calgary on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
people donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
And we're back, and we're in Calgary. For the final segment, it's called Overtime, presented by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. You're home for the UFC and the National Hockey League. The Moose is with me, and we are working on a live studio audience. We'll get to it. We've got many, many more shows to come from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Event Center, so bear with us. On the opening day, we were unfortunately having to turn people away.
Yeah.
I don't like disappointing people, but this also isn't a one-man show. And let's remember that it is still morning out here in Calgary, Alberta. Hence, I mean, we could go live from the stage bar. God knows there was action going on there last night.
I wonder what the 10 a.m. action is.
I wonder
at the stage bar.
We were watching the Leafs and the Rangers last night. If you're thinking that this is a wonderful life, it is. I can't thank Grey Eagle enough for the opportunity afforded us.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
From their wonderful facility. But last night we're watching the game, and we just felt like we were in Las Vegas. Can I say this? If you want to escape reality for a while, come to Grey Eagle. And specifically, drop some change in the casino and hang out at the stage bar, because we're watching the game and there was periphery things going on. And I was like, they're going to.
Yes.
Hey, Moose.
Like,
it's amazing. It was so much entertaining.
Right. And the whole Vegas thing, it's interesting how that comparison is true. Like the hotel part, the resort part is just beautiful. You might as well be walking around, Caesars or wherever. It's beautiful. You walk into the event center. It's like you're going to one of the great Vegas shows, right?
All of it.
And then the casino is just like a Vegas casino. Like it is. You're walking through, you go to the buffet, go to the bar, which, by the way, it sounds like either the sports book or that Blaze bar. That's probably where we'll have lunch.
I didn't want... When I was laughing, I thought of your line last.
Okay.
With some of the action that was going on. And you're like, look at them, ripping darts. Right? You can smoke in there.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting that out there. This Sunday, Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows will be hosting Rod Pedersen Show Shark Club watch party for the NFL divisional playoff games, beginning with the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bucs favored by 2.5, and then the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 2. Potential of 2 NFL upsets in that football game. And we are asking you right now to sign up at betregal.ca using the promo code RP22. Please do it today as soon as we get off the air. You get $22 to spend to your choosing, courtesy BetRegal. BetRegal.ca, promo code RP22. Bet on this weekend's games. 4 in all, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. I guess if we had to say there's going to be one upset, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Chiefs. But I'm not overly confident even in that. Are you going, if you have to pick one, what upset is it, Moose?
Yeah, I'll pick tomorrow, but officially. But the Bills and the Rams are both really primed to have upset. They're both primed to win. I don't know if I'm going to pick them yet. I got to sleep on it. But they're both the 2 prime upset candidates.
Well,
I don't think San Fran can do it. Jimmy G, I don't think is healthy. And I hate talking about the Titans and thinking that Cincinnati can upset Tennessee. But Tennessee's better than people are giving them credit for.
How are we on the rest versus rust argument of the Titans having the week off on Wild Card Weekend and the Packers having? Do they both win this weekend? There's another good one. Clearly you're saying yes.
Yeah, for Derrick Henry's sake, the rest is so valuable. And for them to be healthy, Julio Jones, A.J. Brown have to be healthy. Green Bay, I don't know. That'll be interesting. But the Jimmy G thing, if he's not 100%, that's going to be a real problem for them. But they're a dynamic football team, too.
Well, hey, it is Taco Time viewer takeover. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. We are in the Taco Time Mecca, Calgary, Alberta. Who knew? Jack in Vulcan, Alberta says, I would love to come to the Shark Club, but have 3 grandkids all weekend. All 3 play hockey. Well, fortunately, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Yeah.
And I will say this, however, a lot of hockey people, a lot of football people are coming to Grey Eagle to visit or promising to. It's going by very fast.
Really
This
fast.
is going by very fast.
Like we're almost through a week, and I can't believe it.
From my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat. She says, that's where I'll be staying next time in Calgary. Oh, she's saying the Grey Eagles where you...
Yeah.
I think we've talked them all into how great it is.
I know. And, you know, if you stay here, you got a view of the mountains when you wake up in the morning. That goes back to you taking the photos, right? The photo never looks as good as what your eyeballs see. Like those mountains out your window in the morning are unbelievable. The photo makes them look tiny and like all you see is the ground and the grass, but it is spectacular, the views out here.
I was telling Moose when we were driving around, I said when I went to college here, I was 17, that I was too stupid and head up my ass to appreciate the magnificence and the beauty of this city.
Yeah.
And then coming back, frankly, for decades later, it slowly hit me to now I'm like, oh my God, it's jaw-dropping out here.
Yeah.
Kirk is watching in Calgary. He says, that jingle slaps. You want to hit it? Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Can you hit it, guys?
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
I wonder
How
who
about that?
sang that.
I don't know, but it's unreal.
Greg Sawatsky says 10 a.m. action at the bar. Probably alcoholic, speaking from experience. No, this was last night. I don't think there's anything going on over there right now. I shouldn't say, but this was last night where I didn't know whether to watch the hockey game or a couple ripping darts. There was some. I think they're going to. From Tacona Powley in Winnipeg. What's up? Somebody's talking to me. 90 seconds, says Rolf. Really like Rolf. Kirk wants to know, when does the NFL watch party start on Sunday? It starts, what is it? Whenever the first game.
Kickoff.
1 p.m. was, I think, the early game. It starts at the kickoff of the early game.
Yeah.
Tacona Powley says, Rod, you need those seats fold behind you. Look, one day at a time. We're working on it. Last minute of play in the RP show today. Okay,
Sunday, 1 o'clock.
That's what I thought.
And 4:30. Yeah, 1 o'clock and 4:30.
Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, you just dropped something. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, Calgary isn't Canada's greatest city for nothing. Hey, it's up there. I get it. But all cities have some charm to them.
That's right. Well, we love traveling.
Ryan in Saratoga, New York. This might spark a debate. What's the better jingle, the RP text line or Grey Eagle?
Jingle off. Well, that might be the poll question tomorrow.
A jingle off? Okay.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
It sounds dirty is what it sounds like.
Right. John Ohm. You can tell you guys are having fun in Calgary. Good stuff. We are. Thanks to the Grey Eagle. And you will too, if you come stay here. We'll see you tomorrow, noon Eastern, for a Football Friday right here on...
I never told you to shut up. Well, a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Rod. How about that? Hot take. Spicy. Bob's your uncle. Approved. Bingo. LFG. Let's go.